Hello viewers, welcome back to my channel. Today is a very happy day. Today is a happy day because recently I got the news that the group of students who I had the privilege of teaching for almost a year have received the results, and of a group of 122 students, 19 students secured more than 75% in ENT in the university exam. This is the same university where I was once a student and later I had the opportunity of being a teacher. Just to put things into perspective, getting more than 75% in a university exam of any subject during MBBS is no easy task. So if you have achieved it even once, then it is a big achievement. I know some students who have achieved it multiple times. As far as I am concerned, I never achieved it even once. And to be really honest, I was more than happy to just pass the subjects. When I passed the MBBS entrance exam and joined medical college way back in 2008, I struggled with the very first exam that I had to take. I remember it was a class test on superior extremity, that is the upper limb, and I did not pass that exam. That is the first reality check I had, which really made me understand the gulf or the steep learning curve that is there in the world of medicine. And I have been acutely aware of that throughout my life. I have been in medical colleges for almost 16 years now. And of those 16 years, I have been taking exams or about to take exams for 15 years. So from 2008 to 2024, till about 2023, I was taking exams. Only about 2022 onwards was I also part of the exam giving process. And it was a nice experience, to be honest, to be on the other side of the table. However, I always felt that students should apply themselves, and something which I probably did not do much when I was a student. So I always felt that if one would apply themselves, there is a method to cracking the code, so to speak. And I would like to simplify it for my viewers here. And I'm sure most of my students who have done so well don't watch my YouTube channel. They had the opportunity of watching me live, so I waste more time on YouTube. So just for my viewers here, if you are somebody who is an MBBS student or wants to understand how MBBS students can do well, I feel it's a very simple 5A strategy. First A is attend classes. And of course, this is easier said than done because to attend classes, one has to perform the unenviable task of waking up on time, which I must say is not very easy. So you have to wake up on time, you have to get ready, reach the classroom for that, and you have to keep doing it for a long, long period because MBBS is a very long course. So, first day, attend classes. For that, wake up on time, get ready, be motivated, and reach the classroom. Second day, be attention in class, attentive in class. I won't say be attentive in class because then it becomes a B, not an A. So, attention in class needs to be paid. If you have attended the class, then don't be like a certain student from 2008 who used to sit in the back bench and just wait for the attendance. That's not the way to do it. Of course, you are attending the class because there is a minimum attendance criteria, and that is the main motivation for most students. But once you are in the class, it is a better idea, in my opinion, to pay attention to what is being taught. Now, I do understand that sometimes teachers tend to teach in a monotonous way, and it is very difficult to sustain the attention span of young people. But if you can make the effort and pay attention to what is being taught in class, maybe you will enjoy it. And if you enjoy something, then paying attention is, of course, easier. And if you pay attention, then enjoying may also be easier. So it's a virtuous cycle in that way. So second day is attentive in class. Third day, appear in the tests. Again, there are various forms of tests in the curriculum that is now designed by the National Medical Commission, which has formative assessments, semester exams, and all other exams before your university exams. So if you attend these exams, this also helps in the preparation to do well because you get the opportunity for the fourth day, that is analyzing the questions. Now, the question papers are set in a manner that there are a lot of analytical questions, not very straightforward questions like write a short note on uh, deviate nasal septum. These questions are still there, but most of the question paper is a clinical scenario where you have to analyze the symptoms, analyze the signs, understand what the diagnosis is, and then step by step approach how you will treat the patient, how you will define the disease, how you will order the investigations, all of that, differential diagnosis. So this requires analysis, and it is very important to analyze the questions before you start answering them. And now we come to the fifth A, which is answer the questions. Again, it might sound a little too simplistic, but many students fail to answer questions. They feel they don't know and they choose the easy way out, saying, "Sir, I don't know," or "Ma'am, I don't know." Don't say that. Try to answer. Maybe if you think and try to get to the answer, you'll be somewhere adjacent to it. And that effort also counts, because thinking, like any other activity, requires practice. If you practice answering by thinking, then you might develop the necessary skills to be able to think and deduce the answer from questions which are often, to be really honest, not very straightforward. So, what are the 5 A's to succeed in MBBS university evaluation? In my opinion, attend classes, not just for attendance, but attend classes. Number 2, attention in the class while you're there. Number 3, appear in the exams. Number 4, analyze the questions. And number 5, answer the questions. Now, some questions are evaluated in a subjective manner, and some questions are evaluated in an objective manner. With the advent of the new regulations, we have multiple choice questions, which are basically all or none. If you get the right option, you get all of the marks. If you get the wrong option, you get none of the marks. And you also have the OSCE, OSPE, AETCOM. These are new regulation pattern exams in the MBBS curriculum, which I have made detailed videos about. And I did highlight in those videos that if you target these sections properly, then you can get 100% out of that. And the numbers that I have had the opportunity of seeing when the results were declared, I saw numbers like close to 90% in some cases, which is astronomical, even by the toughest exam standards. And I mean, even by the easiest exam standards. And so there are some students who got really good marks, and all of those marks are richly deserved. What we used to think when we were MBBS students, and I certainly thought that all the time, is marks are given by examiners, and it's up to the examiner's discretion whether you pass the exam or not. And everything has its own perspective. When I was an MBBS student, we had a batch of about 100 students, if I remember correctly. And when the first university exam results were declared, just before the results, we heard a rumor that almost 50% of students had failed in biochemistry, which of course led to a lot of sleepless nights for yours truly. When the results were finally received, it was indeed true. Almost 50%, that is 50 out of 100 students almost, had not passed in biochemistry in the first attempt. And I was not part of the 50. I had passed in the first attempt itself, and I was grateful, delighted, over the moon, on cloud nine, just because I had passed. And that is the moment when I realized that in MBBS, it is not a big deal if you have passed, because you can't go out on the street and celebrate the fact that you have passed, because then people will look at you weirdly, like, did you not study? Are you so shocked to have passed? What's wrong with you? You went to medical college to study. Why are you celebrating just passing? It's very difficult to understand if you're not in a medical college how difficult it is to pass. It is definitely a big deal to pass, but if you have passed, you paradoxically don't really get much opportunity to celebrate that outside your cohort of MBBS students. You can, however, celebrate honors, and you can get more than 75% and really be very happy about that. And so the assessment process was very different when I was a medical student, and we firmly believed that we would pass based on the largesse or the evaluation of the examiner. But now, with the new regulations, the examiner bias has largely been eliminated, with the advent of objective structured questions like OSCE, OSPE, AETCOM, where you have a prefixed criteria on which students are marked, and the questions remain the same for the entire group of students, examiner bias is largely eliminated. So now when students do well, they can claim all of the credit regarding how well they did. It is not based on the contribution of the examiners, and also with the external examiners conducting the exams, it, individual bias largely gets eliminated to a very great degree. So if you have done well, then please be happy and celebrate. And it also vindicates my own efforts to teach students who, I had the great privilege of teaching, and it really gives me a lot of confidence that maybe I have uh, some ability of teaching. And it's very important that if you have done well, do not rest on your laurels. This should act as a positive impulse to continue studying. The thing that I had heard when I was a student, and I have been taking exams till 2023, that is just 1 year back, and I had heard this line, very famous line for me, because it really stuck with me from my formative years, because I have been taking exams since 2006, serious exams since 2006, all my school exams and board exams and entrance exams and MBBS university exams, PG entrance exams, PG exit exam, MRCS, all of that. So I've had my fair share of exams, some of which I have done well in, some of which I have not done well in. But the one line that stuck with me throughout is a line that I'd heard after, I think, board exam results were declared in 2005, and I was watching NDTV, and a student who had just received the result said on camera, "Marks are for the neighbors." And it really stuck to me, because essentially he is right. Marks are indeed for the neighbors, because even if you don't want to identify yourself as a certain kind of a student, you will always be identified as that particular student by everyone around you. Okay, so this person did so well in this exam. Oh, so this person is an MBBS, has passed MBBS, so must be a really good student. It's not always the case. There are individual variations, but the identity sticks. The stereotype is there. I know a person who, growing up, was always compared with me in terms of marks, and more often than not would get less than me numerically. And now he is in the stratosphere of success. So it's about how you react to competition, how you react to marks, and how you plan out your life and move ahead. So you might choose to believe that you are as good as your marks, but that is almost always not the case. But yes, you will be identified based on the performance of in exams, and so just remember, marks are for the neighbors. What you do is totally up to you. I hope you like this video. Take care. And if you have any questions for me regarding how to prepare for MBBS or MRCS or MSc ENT, I'll be happy to answer your questions. Thank you so much for watching this video. Take care. Bye bye. And please don't forget to be awesome.